Welcome back to the Brisbane State High School. And we're about to see Game 4, and it is one of the powerhouses of the competition, New South Wales. And they're taking on the Queensland Barbarians. So that's the second team from Brisbane. And Tom Dixon, a victorious member of Queensland's first team. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you, Simon.
Good performance against a very strong New South Wales team who really did come back into the contest in that second half.
Yeah.
What do the Barbarians need to do in order to replicate your success in this one?
Okay, well, I suppose they really need to communicate well, and they need to be sure of their positions. This Barbarian side's our sort of development side, in a way. These guys, a lot of them were actually on the cusp of being selected for Queensland. So they need to know where to position themselves well without being told and that sort of stuff. So obviously in that local comp, these guys are second string sort of players in the teams they play in, and they've got to take a more leadership role. So it'll be interesting to see how some of them step up.
It's Mark Warren, who's been a Cyclones representative for a few years. He's the most experienced player in this side for the Barbarians. He's a player who, of course, plays with Brisbane City in the state competition. He's going to be a key player for these guys?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's why Enzo, the coach there, has probably put him in goalkeeper there. That way he can see the whole field. He can direct those young guys around, get them moving forward.
As we saw, well, certainly from my personal perspective, we saw last match, but you don't necessarily need to stay in goal as a goalkeeper. Dylan Needham venturing all over the pitch and nearly getting a couple of good results for West Australia, who were beaten fairly well, it has to be said, by the New Zealanders, who look pretty strong. Yeah,
I think sometimes when you're chasing the game, you have to do that sort of stuff, don't you? So I think Dylan, he's been around electric wheelchair sports and power chair football for a long time, so he knew they were in a desperate situation there, and so he was trying to lead by example for them.
Well, you'll be up against the Kiwi Reds next. You'll be following that trend of racing upfield. Hopefully the game will be in a bit more control for Queensland.
Hopefully the rest of our coach doesn't suggest we do that. But yeah, look, we tend to play a more passing game, as you've seen, Simon, and we probably won't be doing that because we won't be wanting to get stuck in one-on-one battles and slowing the game down. We'll want to be speeding the game up. But I'm sure the Kiwi Reds will do their best to slow us down, and that's what they'll do.
Well, we're just about to get things underway. New South Wales will kick off, and they're in the blue shirts, kicking from right to left. Officials are ready, and we are underway. And
great little pass there.
Dimitri just gets things started, and New South Wales straight on the attack. Here's Dimitri, Leo Davis, and
little Jack Barry there.
So Jack Barry's very young player, only got his strike force fairly recently, defined.
Yeah, this year. So he's only had one season in the strike force. Yes.
And what's the difference? Going from playing in another power chair to playing in a strike force. To explain the differences that you have to deal with as an athlete.
So in a strike force, obviously they move straight away when you hit the way which way you want to go, and they get there very quickly. The other, they're not built for comfort; they're built for speed and movement. As you can see there, Darcy got there pretty well. He wouldn't be able to do that last year in his other chair. So yeah, but Jack Perry is young. He's 9 years old. He was lucky this year. He's 10 now. I've been told. He was in the Victoria's Strikers team, so he's got a lot of confidence about him.
Strikers winning again up here in Queensland. You're of course the captain of that Strikers side, and it's a pretty strong team, if we're honest. And you guys performed exceptionally well, and Josh Merkus, who for me was the player of the match in that first game that we saw here today, he was also played that role fairly successfully in the grand final up here in Queensland. He's a real talent, isn't he?
Yeah, Josh is amazing. I'd probably rate him personally myself. I rate Josh as probably in the top 3 players in the world. But if he's on his game, there's no way you can stop him. That's why it's better to be on his team, I find.
That does sound like a pretty good idea to me. Of course, Abdullah Kareem, the world MVP, not on the field at the moment as Queensland look to go upfield, and it's Sam Bucatil.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's gone with a different lineup here, the New South Wales coach, but he's probably just giving some of the other bench players a bit more experience.
Queensland win the free kick. Join, as you'd expect, the majority of the support here.
The Barbarians have come with a big support crew, mate. The families are right behind them.
Jack Parry looks interested in swinging this one in. A good opportunity now for Queensland to perhaps have an opportunity. Till, here's Parry. going up against Kim. Kim does well to escape from the danger zone, and now it's going to be a 2-on-1 against the Barbarians, and the danger has been averted from a New South Wales perspective, and there's a little bit of collision off the ball there. Lots been given, and here's Kim. Didn't play that first game, and might have to go all the way back to where that free kick should have been taken from, and hopefully we'll get things underway and we'll be able to continue this timers.
Interesting to note here, Simon, the two guys playing the back, Dimitri and James Kim, both play for Newcastle Jets. They won the New South Wales Premiership just a couple of weeks ago.
It's a good save from Warren. He's done well there. So the New South Wales club competition in full swing. Some of those clubs do get quite good support from their A-League parent clubs, if you like. Yeah,
they probably get about the same amount we get up here from our NPL clubs. But yeah, I mean, obviously they get a bit more coverage because of the A-League names with it. But it can all be different. He scored the ball there.
Can't help but think if Kim turned around and ran towards goal, it'd be almost impossible to stop. So, of course, it's one-on-one chance to get this ball now because it went up in the air and was...
Yeah, so a set ball, we call that.
And Jack Parry, not short of confidence, is he, for a 10-year-old? He's always in and amongst it and ready to get things going. A lot of respect shown between Kim and Parry. Is that perhaps...
Good clearance.
Well, Warren did really well to race out there, and now Parry mopping up at the back. It's a good opportunity for the Barbarians to counter-attack, but that's excellent work from Lalia Davis, and Lalia Davis is going to have an opportunity now. Squeezes that one back across. Kim, good shot. Oh, unlucky. That's unfortunate. It's gone in off Parry, I think. We'll check out that on the replay, but good movement from a New South Welshman.
Yeah, I think you'll find here Parry was probably turning around to cover, and the pass came back, and he got turned around. Once you start spinning around, mate, you're sort of lost to the ball, aren't you? So that can be hard when you're a P1. You can't look around and see behind you.
And is Jack a P1?
Yes.
So P1, for those of you who don't know, it's the most the highest level of disability. Is that right?
That's correct. So they usually judge it on the level of driving ability. If you can't see behind you, that's sort of a big factor. So yeah.
A lot of players, as things stand, struggling. You know, that's probably one of the key factors, isn't it, really, not being able to see behind. And I haven't seen any of these chairs fitted with wing mirrors, which does make things even more difficult.
You can imagine how bad football would be if you couldn't see behind you then. So,
well, exactly right. And it is a 360 game. You know, the ball's coming at all angles, and the spatial awareness I keep talking about it, but that's the thing that really strikes me most when I watch these matches. Parry is pinged for that ball going up.
New South Wales bench are always very vocal, very getting involved. We've got some young reps out here today, though, and that's their first national, so they're all a bit nervous too.
Well intercepted there by Parry. It's just going to run away from Darcy Clues, another player in his first year.
Yeah, Darcy's been playing for a couple of years, but his first year in his strike force.
Right.
Yeah.
A little bit of contact there. Parry has to go back to assist, but will be a New South Welsh ball.
It's a pretty good position here for New South Wales.
They lead by an own goal to 0. The New South Wales Barbarians, Queensland Barbarians, making a good account of themselves so far.
They really are. They're really taking it up to them.
Leo Davis racing to get back into space, and then New South Welsh bench just alerting the referees to the fact that there were 2 Barbarian players in the vicinity.
Yeah, there's too many players there, so they've got top of the box and 2 guys ran out. If you're a defender, you don't really want to be on the outside of that box going down.
Good opportunity for Kim, just doesn't quite get the right contact. Still there though for the New South Welshman. Excellent stuff though by Mark Warren to squeeze that one away.
Great shot.
That's a really good shot. New South Wales leap into a 2-goal lead. I'm just confirming who scored that goal.
think
it was Dimitri, wasn't it? Or
I think so. I thought it might have been Keith there, but I missed that one too. Didn't see the replay of that one. Yeah.
Nevertheless, it is 2-0 now.
It was a well-worked goal, though, but as you said, Mark was well out there and he had to keep going, didn't he? Once he was out there, he had no other option, did he?
No, he did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah.
It stopped a goal initially, but that can only run for so long, unfortunately.
As you know, Simon, us goalkeepers got to stick together. You always got to blame the defenders around you,
it's
mate.
It's always the defenders' fault. Fully paid up member of the Goalkeepers Union.
Yeah.
New South Welsh team did look like they managed to get themselves into the game as Parry comes away with it. But Leah Davis.
Oh, good work.
Parry really pulling the strings in the midfield for the Queensland Barbarians, the Brisbane striker.
He's worked hard. He's still working the ball well. He's doing well, Jack. He's keeping at it. Being a young age, it'll be interesting to see if he can hold his concentration up for the full length of the half.
It's not just for concentration, it's for... We spoke on Friday at great length, as we were reminded by your wife just before, about football and about the pressures that you guys are under when you're in these chairs. The G-force is something
exactly right, and
a lot.
Jack is a great example of that, Simon. Like, if you watch Jack when he's spinning around there, when he hasn't got the ball, his head and his top body is really feeling that motion. So when you're young, yeah, that can really take it out of you because you don't really know how to conserve yourself as you go. Because as you've said so far, he's 100% all the time.
Lots of youthful exuberance as Kim and Leah Davis play wonderful football over
well
the
defended.
edge. But was good from the Barbarians. It just escapes from New South Welshman, but it's still there. Here's Kim. That's a foul on contact by Sam Ucktil. A good, promising position for the New South Welsh team to really start piling on the pressure and piling on the pain for the Barbarians.
I think it's probably should be a direct free kick, but I'm not quite sure if the rest called that. Usually personal fouls are.
It's a good block though.
Yeah.
And it was, once again, Jack Parry, 10-year-old. Don't often say that on commentary. Lots of young players playing here today, and that must be really pleasing for you to see. Us speaking to Tristram just before, and he, it's pleasing for players such as yourselves who've been around the sport for a long time to see young players coming through, and to see them developing and playing such good football.
Yeah, it's so good because it just gives them the opportunity to see that there's other things and other opportunities in life, and they can go up the ladder, or they can play locally in the local NPL sort of club we have going, and they can also play, for Queensland and hopefully onto Australia and World Cups and so on. So, yeah, it's just great. It's been developing really quickly in New South Wales and Queensland. So, hopefully we can get the other states going a bit faster, all that sort of stuff too. And you've seen today, Simon, how good New Zealand are coming along and how young are they. Like, you'll see later on the week that the Poweroos in a couple of years will be in real trouble in those Ditch Cups. Like, I mean, they're still huge favourites at the moment, but they're a good team, that New Zealand team, I think.
Well, it'll certainly be worth watching that Ditch Cup at the end of the competition, 2 o'clock, I think, on Saturday.
You want to get for this one?
Be very, very impressive match, I think. I mean, the talent that Queensland and New South Wales have shown, and then there's been some pretty talented performances, pretty exceptional performances that we've already seen by Australian players. I was particularly impressed, and mentioned this at great length with Tristram, with Rebecca Evans. I thought she was sensational in what was a defeated team by WA.
Yeah, and if you think that's a Nationals debut as well, that's pretty amazing. She was all over the place, wasn't she? Oh, Mark just a bit too far out in front of his box there.
Warren just got caught out there, and that's disappointing for Queensland Barbarians. They trail by 3 now.
Goal number 4 with Keat.
That's Keat.
He loves a goal too. He does, Benny Keat, playing the current Poweroo. And he just loves a goal. When he plays the Wanderers, the celebrations are quite unbelievable. Yeah.
As you can see on the screen, it might not be quite clear, but Ben Keat using his chin to control his chair. Which again is really quite remarkable to see for for people watching who don't have a disability. I think it's a struggle to comprehend that. It's 2-on-1 there against the
Yeah,
Barbarians.
look, it's pretty amazing. But like as you and I have discussed in the past, Ben doesn't even notice the difference. That's how he's always driven his chair. So it's pretty amazing for him. So he doesn't think about it at all. The only thing that might affect Ben is if he gets a big hit, he gets snatched up a bit, does shake him up a bit, and if you get that control in the wrong spot, very hard to drive with your chair. You might have even noticed out there too, Simon, that a lot of the New South Wales players are mic'd up so they can hear each other.
Yes.
Better, yeah.
So that is due to their disability, is it?
They are quietly spoken, those guys, and I think that's the reason they would have done that.
An opportunity for New South Wales again. Kite and Kim, but
great clear.
Really couldn't have placed that any better. Leah Davis again gets thwarted by Jack Parry, the 10-year-old. That's a really good goal by
shot,
Kim.
Andy Kim.
That's exceptional stuff. And it's starting to become a little bit untidy looking for the Queensland Barbarians.
Yeah.
And the changes being rung by New South Wales coach Peter Turnbull.
Yeah, I think that first 10 minutes, they were pretty awesome. They were pretty well sticking it with them, but they've just dropped their heads a little bit.
Good opportunity, though, by Clues. Suddenly bogging down the New South Welshman, but Jordan Crane, another Powerhouse rep. What an opportunity to bring on national team players off your bench. It's, you know,
would have been nice if they gave us some of those leisurely things that they had.
Again, young Jack Parry making a nuisance of himself, and again, you do really see the head moving around now. I think it's whether or not that strength is going to come in. It's the only game for the Barbarians today, this match, so you will have time to recover before the next game.
Hopefully. I think I'll be participating in that one, so.
11 o'clock tomorrow, the Barbarians taking on the New Zealand Kiwi Green. And Kiwi Green's
that would be a good game, actually. Oh, good shot.
It's a really good goal, that. Another good opportunity for New South Wales, and that time it was Jacob Cross.
You can see here as a set piece. Player. He's just timed that pass perfectly, hasn't he?
That's really good football. And Warren,
once he puts Mark in two minds there, it's a bit tough, isn't it?
Warren, as a goalkeeper, he knew he needed to defend that near post, but then the pass was so perfect, and that's when it must be frustrating when your chair can only move 10 k's an hour and you just see the ball trickling in.
Yeah, and you can't get there. You look at the other tough thing for Warren is that he doesn't play in goalkeeper much. He spent most of the season playing up front for City, and I think he was third highest goal scorer for the season. So, I mean, he's also learning a different role there for this year as well. So, that's how he's come out of his box there quite a long way. That good clearance.
He did really well then, actually. It needed to be made, that clearance, and managed to get enough on it to disrupt. And then Jack Parry's all on his own at the back. Still manages to thwart another New South Wales attack, 3-on-1. Both of his counterparts up the field.
What do you think, Jacob Cross in New South Wales channeling some South Americans there? With the headband.
I like the headband. There's been some good headwear today, actually. It's the Kiwi Green goalkeeper.
Oh, really? Yeah.
With the very stylish hat.
Oh, yes, Barry de Goose. Yes, he does. Yeah, he loves that hat.
Barry using his shoulder to move his chair, which, again, as you say, if that's what you know, that's what you know.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it still just highlights how impressive that is, as Parry gets plenty of that. And
he's scored plenty of goals this season like that too, Simon. He's just, they go length of the field. They go, as you said, the ball moves pretty quickly in 10Ks. Doesn't seem fast enough sometimes. So
when you time it well, and as you say, he's still getting used to his power chair and his strike force, and he looks like he's enjoying himself, whizzing around the backfield there.
Yeah, he always looks happy. That's what you got to love when you're playing with young up-and-coming talent.
That's exactly
they
what
sometimes remind you why you're doing that for.
New South Wales really piling the pressure on now, but Parry's back, and Parry does well there. Keat, back to Crane.
Good pass back.
To Keat. Parry's there, and Parry hammers it one into Crane. Good save in the end by Warren. Now Parry comes away
Needs
with
to get
it.
the outside of it.
Good work by Parry, and Keats is going to block him off. Oh, it's a New South Wales ball. Need new wheels? Power Mobility has the latest models from leading brands such as Quantum, Pride Mobility, Magic Mobility and Otto Blockers. Keats scores another for New South Wales, and a sigh of disappointment echoes around the Brisbane State High School Sports Centre here.
It was pretty open then, though. I mean, they've got to tie that up, the Barbarians. They're better than that. They need to be tighter at the top of the box. That pass went right across two defenders. And you just can't open that extra space.
Okay. Queenslanders may need new wheels after this. Chasing shadows. You'll be able to book a trial with some of those brands of wheels today at powermobility.com.au.
I think young Benny Keats love getting on the score sheet, mate. He's running around there, big smile on his face for New South Wales.
A little bit of contact there. Unintentional, I think, by Clues. Just letting him know that he's here.
Just the equivalent of a jersey pull there, Simon.
This is just... Harry just doesn't quite get on the end of that one and plays this one straight towards us at the expense of a coffee.
I think he was trying to get some extra territory up there. Oh.
Bit of friendly fire that time, and Cross is a little bit upset, and Cross has come out of his chair and just needs a little bit of assistance from a New South Wales bench. Comes back onto the field though. Peter Turnbull just questioning why players are allowed to start. I don't think they got the intention of the referee there. No, I think he came straight off Cross, so Jacob Cross just sort of whizzed off and then whizzed back on again. It was almost incidental that the referees were told at all. So yeah, I don't think the officiating team can be quite put to blame for that one. 30 seconds remaining in this first half, and it's New South Wales leading by 6 goals to 0. New South Wales just showing just how strong a side they are, and I guess by definition just proving how strong that performance was by the Cyclones in that first game.
Yeah, look, it was a good game. I think, being out there, you sort of felt in that second half there was a bit of a push on. I just it was it's a tough game. They're not. It's I know it looked like that, but yeah, definitely New South Wales are a gun team.
That is the end of the first half, and the Barbarians have it all to do if they want to get back into this game. And you have to say New South Wales are sitting with a lot of their players on the bench at the moment. Kareem has not taken part yet. When he comes on, it could start to get a little bit messy, the scoreline. This is the first real blowout that we've seen in the competition so far.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I think, if Kareem comes on and they put that first string out there, they're going to have to really tighten up the defence there. But, yeah, that's good. I think, it's good to give everyone a bit of experience, and that's, little announcement.
Anyone that's parked in the top car park, the gates are going to close at 3:30.
We have a little bit of an announcement here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Bit of housekeeping here at the Brisbane State High School. We're providing the venue for this National Championships, and it's the first time that the National Championships have been held in Brisbane, and it's given a big indication as to just how much work there is in order to set these championships up. It's been a 2-year process for yourself and Tristram. It's been a big ask for you, but to see it finally getting underway, and you've played your first game, you've enjoyed your first victory here over your great rivals New South Wales. You've seen a lot of people here who look like they're really enjoying the way that they're playing. That must fill you with a lot of pride as to what you've achieved. Yeah,
look, it's always great to be able to showcase the game you love in front of people that you live with and your home fans. It's a bit of an issue in Queensland. We don't get a lot of people actually seeing us. So, we're really excited by that. And, we're just happy to have some help out. I mean, it is a big experience. You've got all these teams. There are 6 teams here. They're all in electric wheelchairs. That means they've got to bring a carer each, and they've all got to hire equipment. They've all got to have, rooms that they can access in their wheelchairs. So it is a big ask. It's not just like running your average sporting tournament. So it is quite tough, Simon. Yes, for sure.
And that just really does show just how difficult it is. And I think the word you used to me on Friday was that it's a logistical nightmare trying to organise all these things. And when you put it in that perspective, and when you understand and when you explain the process as to what goes on, it really is a remarkable achievement. And I think it's a real credit to yourselves and all the members of the Queensland Power Chair Football Association as to how successful it is to finally get a competition up here.
Yeah, look, it all works together. We have a great board up here at the QPFA, and they work really hard together. And we're proud to say that most of the QPFA board are actually people who play the game themselves, or who are in wheelchairs as well, so they understand the issues, so they can work it out. We've also, had some great developments for this year, and this tournament will help us develop those developments, like the referees, a young referee out there, Josh Jeffrey, it's his first year reffing, so he's doing a pretty good job. He's picking up a game that he knows slightly, but he's only ref 1 year in, so he's doing a pretty good job out there. And, we've got 2 football Queenslanders out there who have reffed a couple of times as well. So, I mean, those sort of things can help us grow the game, bigger. And so, I suppose, organising the games is tough, but the long-term benefits of being able to showcase the sport. We've had a couple of people turn up already today in wheelchairs going, I didn't even know the sport existed. So this kind of stuff helps. Even the live streaming and that sort of stuff is amazing.
To thank Replay for the live stream, all the work that they're doing to bring this sport to the masses and to try and show just how great a spectacle it is. And it's something that we've spoken about at great length, Tom, as to it is just football, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's just football, and it's football played by people in a wheelchair, people with disabilities, but it's still football, and some of the football that we've seen today has been really remarkable.
Yeah, I think when everyone first comes, they go, oh, this is incredible. All these guys with wheelchairs hit this ball around, and by the end of the tournament, those people that are coming in just watching those games, they're like just screaming out the rules, and the girls just realise it is football. And some of the finals can be pretty boisterous, and we were expecting a big crowd here on Saturday. So we know the Royal Supporters Federation, who are quite supportive of the QPFA. They're bringing their big voice crews out. So part of the den will be out here and part of the core, hopefully. So it's going to be noisy, and we've also got our own sort of QPFA fans. And obviously, being a working day, Simon, for most of the week, most people aren't here yet. And then as we get close to the end of the week, particularly Friday afternoon with those semi-finals, it's going to start getting pretty crowded here. So. Yeah, we're pretty excited by that, and just showcasing the game, and that it is a game, as you said, and it is just football, and that's what we love.
It's a fairly healthy crowd for, as you say, a work day. It's just a Tuesday, middle of the week, and of course it is the school holidays up here in Queensland, but nevertheless, still mighty impressive to have the turnout that we have. It's a cast of hundreds sometimes, isn't it, with the carers and families and supporters. It takes a lot of people to get things underway and to get a competition underway and to get the athletes underway.
I think, even this morning there seemed to be like a lot more people here this morning for that first game, and it sounded incredible out there. And that can be quite tough when you're saying, as you're saying before, we can't yell loud and that sort of stuff. So when you're trying to communicate, it can be very hard inside a stadium. Sometimes on a football field it's easier because you've got no roof on, but when you're indoors it's very hard. The crowd gets louder and louder. So yeah, but it's been great, and I think it will be great later in the week, and people should get down here and definitely watch it for themselves.
A couple of substitutions for Queensland.
I see Warren's come out.
That's important for Queensland. It'll be interesting. Perhaps that's how they think that they're going to be able to get themselves back into this game. The Queensland Barbarians. It's been a difficult start. They trail by 6-0 at the break, and now 20 minutes of football underway in the second half, and young Jack Parry, the 10-year-old, gets things started for Queensland, but given the ball away early, and here's Keat. Keat goes back to Crane, back to Keat. Parry's there, and Parry manages to get the ball upfield, but it's intercepted by Crane. Parry.
Well, it's a bit of a 2-1 there.
Could have been. It's a difficult one to...
Yeah, it's moving very quickly.
We have an advantage of a high vantage point to watch some of these, and we can see these things as they're happening. Whereas that's via our camera, of course. We're down on pitch level in our commentary position. Parry's got rather bogged down with it, and here's Crane. Crane bearing down on goal.
Zach Burley cannot get there.
And that's 7.
I think too there, Simon, you probably wouldn't have picked it up earlier in the pre-game talk, but Burley didn't actually, these speed tests actually failed on the mode he plays on. So he's over the 10K limit. So he's actually playing in a lower mode, which makes him go slower because there's no programmer here in the hall to fix his chair to a thing. So, yeah, so that's probably why he's back there in goal. Otherwise, he'd be out there in the front.
Difficult for Queensland, and that's another bit of an error. It's come back against the post.
Good clearance.
That could have been 8. He did well in the end to recover from that. And now the ball goes out. It'll be a goal kick. It didn't go out. The flag prematurely raised by the official on this near side. New South Wales really bogging the Barbarians down in their defensive half. Squealing of tyres. Parry has to play this ball upfield. It's one-on-one now with Cram. Parry. Warren. Nice pass, but it was well intercepted by Crane. Parry.
I think if someone could just get in Jack's ear and just tell him to slow down a bit and just get him more involved in the game instead of just running around, he might actually change this around. They're starting to work a bit.
Warren does well there, and opportunity perhaps for clues. Now Warren picks up possession again to get on the score sheet. Can't keep it in though. Just directing traffic, telling Jack Parry to get back and help deal with those balls as they come through. Warren manages to snuff that one out though before it does.
He's doing well.
Bit of a battle, but now ball is played upfield, and Parry against Clues. And
he might get done there, yeah. Turned blindly into a New South Wales player coming through. So even though he got the ball there, Simon, he actually can't do that. He can't turn in danger.
James Kim, Newcastle Jet, was the player who was infringed upon. Now Crane gets a hit in. Parry takes it upfield. Just going on these blind runs, Jack Parry. Gets caught up by Crane. Instruction being given by Peter Turnbull to his charges. It'll be a New South Wales ball.
They're under the pump here, the Barbarians. They really need to get a good clearance to get a bit of a breather.
Shape cross for Wanderer. Lovely ball over towards the back post. Good save, Burley.
Great save.
Did really well to watch that one all the way across. He could see what was happening. Manages to get there ahead of Keat. Then Keat unable to add to his tally this afternoon.
So the corner of the goalkeeper must be behind the line, Simon. That's what's going on there.
Oh, so the goalkeeper has to be behind the line?
For the corner, yes.
Right, okay.
So as soon as he touched it, he'd come out.
Good work is Keat. Parry does well. Warren had to reverse. Another opportunity. Good spin shot. Good goalkeeping by Burley. Second save by Burley. That's good work.
Trouble now.
Keat, good stuff from Parry. And Parry's going to help that one out for a goal kick. That's good football.
It is.
From New South Wales, and good defence from Queensland.
Yeah, good football around, Simon. You're right. Just pumping the attack there and just, just reflection after reflection, just keep coming out. It's good.
15 minutes to go in this second half as Burley gives it the full 360 to get that ball up over the halfway line. Now it's Darcy Clues, but he's dispossessed. Jordan Parry, safety first, says Jack Parry. He gets that one out for a corner. And again, the pressure continues to mount on this Barbarians defence. Crane just getting
very close there, those two guys that set up top of the box and the New South Wales block. The New South Wales block will want to get out of there. Oh, close to a 2-on-1 there. Great save, Burley again.
Done very well, keeper there. But you're right, it was tough. We're going to see a substitution. Darcy Clues goes off. And he's replaced by Sam Ucktill.
Two teammates in the local comp.
Is that a like-for-like replacement?
Sort of, yeah.
In the way that they play?
Yeah, definitely so. Probably, Sam Mitchell probably plays more defence than in goal. So, yeah, but yeah, Darcy's more out there. But yeah, pretty much same sort of experience.
Parry rather gets bundled off that ball there.
Good block by Warren. Oh, he's going to call it up, see?
Queensland still come away with it, but it's a free kick for contact.
Yeah, I think maybe Cross just reversed into him there, but it was pretty clever by Mark Warren to position himself where he was. So, yeah.
Using his experience.
Too far back here, the Barbarians. He's got a long way to pass the ball there. It's asking for an intercept. The attacking players can be as close as they want. The defensive players have to be 5 minutes away. So,
and that intercept is exactly what happened. It'll be a goal kick for the Barbarians. And again, they're just slightly getting bogged down. They haven't really had too many attacking threats from attacking positions to find themselves in, the Barbarians, so far. And it's been a testament to just how well the New South Welshmen have played, but also a little bit of naivety from the Queensland Barbarians, perhaps.
Yeah, look, I think that just there, Simon, was a good example. You saw Sam Mitchell got the ball, but he was unable to turn his chair around. That just shows the difference between having a strike force and an everyday sort of chair. So that's what the benefit is, and that's why most of them have those different wheelchairs.
Good save by Burley. Still there for New South Wales. Parry was there to help as well, and Parry's going to help shepherd that one out. Can't keep it in, and it's another opportunity to clear their lines for the Queensland Barbarians.
I have to say, Burley's, since he led that first goal in, he's really tightened up and starting to do much better now. He seems to be given control of the game. Maybe the pace of the Nationals was a bit strange for him at the start, a bit fast.
This New South Welsh team are full of poweroos, an incredibly talented group of individuals, and they are not a bad team as well. You could say when it all comes together, it's fairly impressive. So it's worth perhaps reiterating that fact, and you know, a lot of these young players, not with that much experience in the competition and in the sport, can get caught out sometimes. Here's Parry again, forced to do his defensive duties. Cross for New South Wales. Parry concedes a throw-in on this near side.
Dangerous place for a kick in here.
Parry does well to intercept. He's going to concede the corner though, so effectively back as you were. New South Wales leading the Queensland Barbarians by 7-0 here in the second half.
Great pass.
That's a really
great
good pass.
save.
Good save, Burley.
Unlucky.
It's in the end. Good opportunity though. Good work for Queensland. I see on the replay now, it was well intercepted at first. Corner was well directed.
Yeah.
He couldn't get there, and
the first save was great.
He did well to cover it, but then perhaps a little bit of inexperience reversing in that situation might have been a better serve, just to keep that wide area. But as you say, this isn't the chair, but it's a chair, but on a different setting to what he'd normally use, and perhaps he didn't have the confidence to be able to get back in time to do that.
Maybe too. I think Parry probably could have worked a bit harder to get back there too, to try to help him out. He was sort of still sitting at the top of the box.
30 minutes of play in this game, so Parry perhaps feeling the effects of his rather rambunctious style of play, bouncing around all over the defensive half and rampaging forward on occasion and when available. Maybe perhaps struggling a little bit with that fitness as he helps that one out over the far sideline. New South Wales getting over the disappointment of their 3-1 defeat at the hands of Queensland in that first game, and really dominating the other Queensland team in this competition. Originally the Barbarians were going to include a couple of Kiwis.
Yeah, definitely.
Things changed and plans changed, as I'm sure you've encountered a lot over the last few months.
Yeah. Look, it was definitely going to happen that way, and then they just decided last minute they didn't want it to happen that way. So, but you know, that's fine for us. This gives these guys a good opportunity, and all they'll do is make these guys hungrier for next time, I'm sure, now they've had the experience.
Be a good experience. Even in a losing side to play their game and play on the big stage.
Good save there from Parry.
It's done well, and that's helped out. It'll be South Wales ball again. Pressure has been relentless this entire half, really. very difficult for...
So it's only 2-0 this half, is that right, Simon? They've only conceded 2. So
it is.
The Barbarians have played well. Chris Turnbull, the Poweroo, now coming out in the field.
You just have Poweroos. That's another set play, but really good save again by Burley. They've started working out these set plays.
That noise is this is Chris Turnbull microphone on the back of his chair, Simon. I've obviously turned that up a bit loud.
Yes. Might be worth going back to the bench and dealing with that. Lovely work from Jack Parry. Is he going to be able to score here?
Oh.
Can't quite direct it.
He probably deserved to have a go, Jack. He probably deserved to have a go. He's been working hard all game, but I probably, as a coach, would have liked to see him pass that off to the right to the guy, but any good.
And we're going to see a substitution, and
Dimitri's come back out.
That's Dimitri Lorio-Davis. Another Newcastle Jet. Yeah, some powerful speaker that we've got on the back of that that chair. It's, I guess for all the athletes with these disabilities, having having a microphone really is essential.
Yeah,
to make themselves heard.
I don't remember being that loud the last game though. So
no, I think perhaps there's been a slight
twinge, I would say, maybe deliberately there. So try to drown out the home crowd a bit.
Well, they've been able to do that with their performance
on the
field. Leading by 8-0. Nothing that
good play.
That's a certain atmosphere, doesn't it? A loudspeaker.
Yeah.
Going off to the game. Queensland struggle again to clear their lines. Parry gets that ball upfield to Chill, and Parry does well now. That ball just runs away from him and comes up against the vastly experienced Dimitri Lorio-Davis. That ball just gently trickles out over on the far side.
It's not a good place to have it hit in, though. It's you're trapped in by your box there and that sort of stuff.
Darcy Clues comes back onto the field.
That's where this pass needs to go up. Think at Darcy here.
Jack Parry.
It's well played by young Jack Parry there. He's got to hit the field.
We're going to see a substitution vote for the New South Wales team.
Andrew King coming back on.
Coming back, the Central Coast Mariner. Well, Warren comes back on as well. Kevin Pretorius makes way. Just a brief cameo for Pretorius.
Yeah, look, he's an upcoming player, Kev, and usually plays in goal, but his chair's probably not suitable for the Nationals. The goal is fast enough. So that's an old-fashioned battle there, wasn't it? It
was a good battle. We haven't seen many of those real bogged-down battles so far, and it seems fitting that Mark Warren is the one player to provide it. It's another opportunity for New South Wales.
Oh, he's been pushed over the lines, a goal.
Bundled over by Crane. It's a good goal for New South Wales. That's 9 now, and there's still 5 minutes remaining in order to hit the double-figure mark. But it's been better for... It has been better for Queensland. They've performed much more impressively in this second half so far, but again, the pressure from New South Wales is starting to tell, and it's starting to become quite problematic for the Barbarians.
Yeah.
Parry eventually gets things back underway. And that's a decent shot as well.
That was...
Caught Dimitri by surprise,
That's what I was talking about there, Simon. He quite often does that to you. You just don't see it coming.
Not perhaps a conventional way of getting goals.
He's tried to model his game on Josh Merker, so you couldn't think of many much better players to do that, could you?
Well, it's certainly an impressive role model to have, and Josh Merker's just so impressive in that first game. I'd encourage you to go back onto the Queensland Power Chair Football Association YouTube channel just to re-watch that game, because it was just a masterclass from Josh Merker.
I definitely will be, obviously, because I didn't see much of it. I was out there, but I would love to watch
in the house.
Yeah, but I'll probably watch everything apart from that 2-minute segment when I let that goal in. But anyway, but it'll be good.
I don't think there's much you could do about that goal. It was a lovely interplay from New South Wales, and they've been really showing the quality that they have.
They really do. They pass the ball well, and that's what we want teams to start doing in Australia. Great shot like that.
Really,
just like that.
Really good from Dimitri, and then it was Kim who got the final touch. Andrew Kim just deflecting that Dimitri Leah Davis shot in. Leah Davis had a second whack at it, timed that perfectly, and that's wonderful football. Just
it really is, isn't it? Yeah.
That's exceptional stuff. That's the top that you'll see in power chair football.
Definitely, and like, if you go and watch any of the World Cup games that are around on YouTube and live stream stuff, you'll get exactly the same thing. That's the way we want Australian footballers to play. We want them to pass well and pass wide and shoot. The Americans play a very sort of structured game sometimes, which we're trying to get away from, which used to be the way it played. But so it was still great to watch that. And hopefully the Barbarians young players will learn from that too. They've seen that goal and they're thinking, oh, well, maybe I need to get wider.
Use the space a little bit more effectively and
correct.
Just create some space for yourselves and able to use those passing lanes and open up those passing lanes, and then you never know what will happen. At the moment, it's New South Wales leading by 10 goals to 0.
Not the biggest result I've seen at the Nationals before, Simon. Like, they're a long way off that yet, but they're doing all right. I saw North Auckland come over here for Nationals once, and they were hammered one day, so by New South Wales. So yeah, New South Wales like to hammer teams, they do. Great reading by Burley there.
He did well to save that, Burley, and then Warren keeps it in brilliantly over on that far side. That's good from Mark Warren. Jack Parry just spinning into action again. Pushing that strike force to its limits.
Definitely.
Mentioned they're quite expensive. How often do they need servicing? I imagine Jacks might need a fair.
Yeah, I suppose the servicing gets put aside a bit. They're a bit like footy boots. I mean, you guys don't clean your footy boots very often, do you? So, yeah,
nearly often
they're
enough.
very expensive. They're like 12,000 or 10,000 US. So when you add up the Australian conversion and then the freight to get them over, it's very expensive. So yeah, you've got to have a very committed child. But Jack Parry is certainly that child.
Can just show you that in the way that he's playing. You see, he just manages to pick the ball up there. Still there for New South Wales, though. Of course, if you do need your chair servicing, you can't go past our gold sponsor, Power Mobility. All your mobility needs, visit powermobility.com.au or visit their stand here at the Championships, or go up to Geebung and check out their showroom, which is fairly vast and it's got pretty much everything you could ever wish for from a mobility perspective.
Oh, look, it's just like getting a new car. Who doesn't love a new car and new car smell, eh?
Well, exactly right.
Darcy Clue needs to get around that. Oh, he gets so close. Great run there.
Did really well down this near side. Darcy Clue's a rare breakout for Queensland Barbarians as we enter the final 2 minutes of the game.
Of course, the clock stopped at the stadium because that's the referee decides the last 2 minutes how long that'll be. That's how he puts the injury time on. So it's a bit different to regular football that way. But luckily for us, in the live stream, you can see exactly how long there is to go.
Sure can. We have a minute to go, roughly. Oh, it's more wonderful interplay from the New South Welshman, but
great defence.
It's good defence from the Barbarians. I managed to get there in the end, and then that's really, really good, Dimitri.
Yeah.
Leah Davis is really impressed when he's been on the field so far, and I'd say he's possibly been the standout of the New South Wales players, even though he has only played about half the game.
Yeah, I think he played great every game he's played today so far. He's probably a little bit off last year, he would say that himself, but I reckon, yeah, he's really good so far.
Oh, we've had a bit of an error over on that far side, a chair slightly malfunctioning, although we're back underway again now.
Of course, the referee has to stop the game if the chair malfunctions because it's a player safety issue. So that's what he thought there. Obviously, Darcy's chair turned off, but it looks like it's working all right now. So I don't think Darcy would have done that deliberately as a tactic. But so set ball going on here, maybe?
Looked like he was a little bit frustrated with the fact that he couldn't make the most of that.
Definitely.
It's up and running again now, and he battles with Dimitri Leah Davis.
He's working.
Certainly working pretty well, and just can't quite keep that ball in, and he disappears upfield. You say a safe player safety, it's a referee safety as well. If the chair starts swinging around, we've mentioned before, those bars can be quite sturdy.
Well, unfortunately, I hit one of our supporters before and really hurt them, but yeah, that's the game.
Well, and that is the game for New South Wales. 10 goals to 0 victors over the Queensland Barbarians. They were fantastic, the New South Wales team, and they've managed to avenge their defeat by the Queensland Cyclones in that opening game of the competition, and they are now 1 and 1 for the tournament. And Queensland will be looking to go 2-0 in the game next up. 2:15 kickoff for that one, although we might be slightly away from that already. Yes, we're already 2:30, so there'll be a little of a gap.
The first days always run a bit longer, but because of the opening ceremony. But yeah, we might be able to pick that up in the afternoon.
Well, I best leave you to go and get ready for that game. Tom, excellent to have you alongside me for that game, and disappointing for Barbarians, but you'd expect them to learn from that.
Look, they'll take a lot away from that, and they did some really great things there, and you'll see that in years to come how much of a great effort that makes. So yeah, we'll get going. It's great. Thank you, Simon.
No problem at all. Queensland Cyclones against the New Zealand Kiwi Reds coming up very, very shortly. Switch streams for that when you can. But here in this fourth game of the competition, it's New South Wales 10, Queensland Barbarians 0.